What's up? It's Ron. We are breaking down one of the most popular momentum indicators in trading, the RSI, also known as the Relative Strength Index, and how I use it to spot reversals, avoid bad entries, and really try to catch the best setups. Have you ever heard someone say, oh, that's overbought or it's oversold? Well, they may be looking at the RSI signal, but let me tell you that most traders are getting this wrong. They look to enter the trade when these levels reach overbought or oversold, but that's not how we use it. Just like the other indicators that we're talking about in this series, RSI is not a magic fortune cookie, but if you learn how to use it right, it will give you an edge. And when you have confluence and use it with the other indicators that we have been going over, then you will have a higher probability of getting into a trade that works in your favor. Quick disclaimer, this isn't financial advice, so always do your own research. And hey, if you appreciate insights like this, please hit the like button. It really helps push this video to beginners trying to learn how to trade crypto, and it'll help your boy out. It's super appreciated. Let's get into it. Let's very quickly get into the basics of RSI so that we can then go into a chart and actually look at real examples and how to use it in trading. RSI stands for Relative Strength Index. Relative means it's comparing to recent ups and downs. Strength means how strong the price moves are. An index means it gives you a score from 0 to 100. It tells you if something might be going up too fast, overbought, or down too fast, oversold. If you use this solely to make your entries, then you will get wrecked. Please keep that in mind. Here is RSI overbought, RSI oversold, and then this is the middle, or the 50. So what do you use RSI for? You need to spot trend strength, timing pullbacks and bounces, confirm your entries and exits, catching divergences, which I'll show you in the chart. When price moves one way, but RSI moves the opposite, it can signal reversal. We'll actually talk about that here in just a second. What RSI is not, it is not perfect. If you just rely on these signals, you will lose. It's not a buy and sell signal by itself. Coins can stay overbought and oversold for a long time, especially when strong trends are happening. So just use it as a clue, not a trigger. In RSI, the 70 means the asset is overbought, 30 oversold. So above 70, maybe it's too high, people might start selling, and below 30, maybe it's too low, people might start buying. It's not a guarantee, it's just a signal to pay attention to. Again, the middle line on the RSI chart is the 50, and here's what that means. 50 is a balance point, not overbought, not oversold. If the RSI is above 50, it means that there's more buying pressure, uptrend. If it's below 50, it just means there's more selling pressure, downtrend. We're going to look at the bullish and bearish divergence. I just want you to kind of get an illustration before we jump into the chart. That's a bullish divergence. That is a bearish divergence. Notice how they're moving in different directions, the price and the RSI. And again, here, the price and the RSI. And here's the chart. I'll actually show you this in great detail in just a moment. Okay, now that we know the basics of RSI, let's go ahead and jump into the chart. Let's look at BTC and turn on RSI. First, open up TradingView. If you do not have an account, you can easily get one for absolutely free. Click on the indicator in the top section and type in RSI. Under technical, select Relative Strength Index. There you go. And then hover over here and select this settings icon. So you can see my settings. It is default, so yours should look like the same thing. The RSI here is in purple. The moving average is in yellow. My input is 14. And my upper and my lower and my middle band are all selected on. So you notice how they disappear. Now they're there. We have it set to upper band 70, lower band 30. Some traders like to adjust this to 80-20, but I like using the levels that I think most other traders are seeing as well. Let's go ahead and hit OK. Now, RSI works differently on different time frames, just like every other indicator. On a 5-minute chart, or let's go a minute. On a minute chart, RSI is moving fast and it's giving a lot of signals, good for day trading. You see it like that. If you switch over to the daily chart, RSI moves a bit slower, but gives stronger signals, better for swing trading. Pro tip, you always want to check indicators on multiple time frames. Now let's just kind of zoom in here, and I just want to show you the overbought and the oversold. This is overbought, 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 oversold, 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 oversold. Right? So you kind of can see where overbought and oversold is. Up here is overbought, down here is oversold. Now, I first like knowing the market sentiment. Are we bearish or bullish? How is the market doing overall? Then you want to add your trend lines and make sure your other indicators are on there, like the moving averages and the other ones that we talk about in this series. Remember to look on the larger time frames and then go down to the smaller time frames as well to see what the RSI is doing. I don't use RSI like most people are teaching. You want to be very smart about how you use it or you will get blown out. Just to give you an example, right here, RSI is showing overbought, 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 but it's still going up. So you cannot rely on that. What I do is when RSI crosses the moving average, then that's a powerful advanced signal that many traders are overlooking. And divergences as well, which we'll touch on here in a minute, and we will go over both. Just like how price crossing its moving average shows a shift in trend or momentum, the RSI crossing its own moving average shows a momentum shift beneath the surface of the price action. Similar to what I showed you guys with the moving average video, that was the first one in this series. Now, most people use the 9-period moving average on RSI, but you can tweak it based on your own strategy. Let me show you what a bullish RSI moving crossover looks like. So when you see this RSI purple crossing this moving average, you notice that bullish trend happening. This means momentum is picking up and buyers are gaining strength. Generally, it often happens right before price breakout. Now there's bearish RSI crossover as well. So for example, here, the RSI kind of taps the moving average, cuts under that moving average, and then you can see right here, did this bearish action move, and that would have been a great short entry. So RSI crosses below its moving average, signals weakening momentum, sellers might be taking control, and it could be a sign of a pullback or a trend reversal. So the strategy here is using the crosses along with other signals instead of looking at these over 70 or below 30 signals that you're seeing that can be a false signal. Now let's talk about the RSI divergence. Think of it like this. Price and RSI should usually move together, but if they don't, something is up. Let's go over bullish divergence. Now, a bullish divergence is when a price makes a lower low, but the RSI makes a higher low. Price might be getting ready to move up. So it kind of looks like this. Here you see RSI right there. Price makes a lower low right here, and RSI makes a higher low. So you notice once that happens, you get this exponential move. Same thing goes with the bearish divergence. You'll see here, price makes a higher high, but RSI makes a lower high. And then you see this bearish move right there. If you're new, open up TradingView, start practicing with RSI. Scroll back on the charts, add the RSI indicator, and just watch how price reacts when the RSI hits key levels like 30, 50, and 70. Mark the moments when the RSI crosses above or below those zones or when it diverges from price. You'll start to notice patterns. RSI is one of the cleanest ways to spot momentum shifts and get early entries. And when you combine RSI with other indicators and tools like trend lines, support, resistance, and price action, that's when your setups go from these guesses to high probability plays. This is just indicator number 3 in this series. Coming up next, I'm diving into a massively underrated tool, so trust me, you want to see this. And if you're serious about leveling up your trading, make sure to subscribe, hit those noties, and I'll catch you in the next one.